Good morning, students. Today we are back with leadership styles part 2. So in this lecture today we are going to discuss all the different types of leadership styles. The first one we are going to start with is the coach. A coaching leader is someone who can quickly recognize with their team members' strength, weakness and motivations to help each individual improve. This type of leader can often assist team members in setting smart goals and then providing regular feedback with challenging projects to promote the growth. They are skilled in setting clear expectations and creating a positive, motivating environment. The coach leadership is one of the most advantageous for employers as well as the employees they manage. Unfortunately, it's often also one of the most underutilized styles, largely because it can be more time intensive and other types of leadership. So the next style is visionary leaders. Visionary leaders have a powerful ability to drive progress and bring periods of change by inspiring employees and earning trust for new ideas. A visionary leader is also able to establish a strong organizational bond. They strive to foster confidence among the direct reports and colleagues alike. This type of leadership is especially helpful for small, fast growing organizations and or larger organizations experiencing transformations or corporate restructuring. The next type of leadership style is servant leadership. Here, the servant leaders operate with the standard motto serve first and lead second. Rather than thinking about how they can inspire people to follow their lead, they channel the majority of their energy into finding ways that they can help others. They prioritize the need of other people above their own. Despite the fact that they are natural leaders, those who follow the servant leadership model don't try to maintain a grasp on their own status or power. Instead, they focus on elevating and developing the people who follow them. The best advantage of such servant leadership is that it boosts morale and leads to a high level of trust, which results in better employee performance and a more positive company culture overall. And the negative is that it is more challenging. Constantly pushing your own needs and priorities to the back burner isn't something that comes as a second nature for most of us. So it is very difficult to adopt this servant type of leadership. The next one is autocratic leadership. In autocratic leadership, it exists on the opposite side of the spectrum from democratic leadership. You can think of this as that my way or the highway of approach. Autocratic leaders view themselves as having the absolute power and make decisions on behalf of their subordinates. They dictate not only what needs to be done but also how those tasks should be accomplished. The advantage, if we talk about, decisions are often made quickly and strategically, and teams are kept on track as a result. Disadvantage, on the other hand, is that employees can feel ignored at times, restricted, and in the absolute worst of cases, even abused they can feel. Next type of leadership style is the laissez-faire leadership. Now, do you remember the term laissez-faire from your high school French or history class? If not, let us refresh the memory. Here, laissez-faire is pretty accurately summarizing this hands-off leadership approach. It is the exact opposite of micromanagement. Now, laissez-faire leaders provide the necessary tools and resources, but when they step back and let their team members make decisions, solve problems, and get their work accomplished without having to worry about the leader obsessively supervising their every move. The advantage of laissez-faire leadership is that the level of trust and independence is empowering for teams that are more creative and self-motivated. And the negative could be that the chaos and confusions can quickly ensue especially if a team isn't organized or self-directed. So this type of laissez-faire type of leadership could be adopted only when the team is well organized and self-directed. The next type of style is democratic leadership. Here, you might also hear that this leadership style referred to as participative leadership. Leaders in this category run groups and projects like a well democracy. Even if these leaders are technically higher on the organizational chart, they emphasize working together and actively involve their team in the decision making process. Democratic leaders value ideas and input from others and encourage discussion about those contributions. They aren't handing down orders from on high and instead take a much more collaborative approach to getting things done. The positive side of this democratic leadership is that creativity and innovation are encouraged here, and the negative side is that constantly trying to achieve consensus among a group can be inefficient and it could be more costly and as well as time consuming. Transformational leadership. Transformational leaders seek to change the business or groups in which they lead by inspiring their employees to innovate. These leaders are all about making improvements and finding better ways to get things done. As a result, they inspire and empower other people to own their work and chime in with their suggestions and observations about how things could be streamlined or upgraded. The positive side of transformational leaders are that they are able to establish a high level of trust with employees and rally them around a shared vision and end goal. Negative side, in environments where existing processes are valued, the desire to change things up can ruffle some feathers. Transactional leaders. Here, the best way to understand transactional leaders is to think of a typical transaction, that is, I give you this and you do this in return. So, it is give and take policy. So, that's really a basis of leadership style. Transactional leaders dish out the instructions to their team members and then use different rewards and penalties to either recognize or punish what they do in response. So here in this approach, the positive side is that confusion and guesswork are eliminated because tasks and expectations are clearly mapped out by the leader. The negative side is due to the rigid environment and expectations, creativity and innovation are kept inside. Bureaucratic leader. Bureaucratic leadership goes back that with this leader there is a prescribed set of boxes to check in order to be a true leader. That is, they also have a set of responsibilities as well as clearly defined rules and systems for how they will manage and make decisions. They just need to follow that roadmap that's laid out for them. The positive side is that there's plenty of stability. Since this is a systematized approach to leadership, things remain constant even through personal changes and other shifts that threaten to rock the boat. The negative side, it's tempting to fall into that we have always done it this way trap. That is, they're trying to follow the same method and they do not prefer any kind of changes in their system. Next is your charismatic leadership. In this type of leadership, you know what it means to have a lot of charisma, and that is exactly what these leaders possess. Here, charismatic leaders have magnetic personalities as well as a lot of conviction to achieve their objectives. The positive advantage is charismatic leaders are very inspirational and effective at getting an entire group invested in a shared objective. Negative, due to their intense focus, it is easy for these leaders to develop tunnel vision and lose sight of the other important issues and tasks that crop up. So, students, here we have discussed some of the important leadership styles here. So, this is ending our leaderships. In the first part, we discussed the qualities, and in the second part, we discussed the styles of leadership. So, students, in the next class, we would be discussing the other topics.